So let's talk about what you think. Let's talk about what I think. And let's talk about the fact that I'm going to talk about what people think and being asked what they think, whilst I'm sitting here every day for 5 minutes telling you about things that I think that you might not want to know. But here's the good thing is that like I'm not actually barraging you with what I think. I'm just putting it out there. You can actually soak it up, grab it, get magnetized towards it, or oh, I'm turning her off again. Oh my gosh, she never shuts up. But talking is a great gift for me, and it's a thing I love to do. And so I really, really love sharing my thoughts because I do think that oftentimes how I've been mentored, what I've learned, what I've experienced in life has brought me great, great, great challenges and therefore great wisdom. And anytime I can share that with any other person who might benefit from my experience, including my tragedies, I'm in and I'm talking. So anyway, this topic of like what I think and how beautiful it is for people to ask what I think is really humbling. It really humbled me, for example, today and this morning, and this my thinking around this topic actually started last night, as if when I talked to someone who is an older man, who's as far as I'm concerned an intelligent and wise older man. And he says, no one's really asking me. I keep waiting for people to ask me what I think, and no one's really asking me, so I don't say a lot, even though I think I've got maybe a little bit of wisdom, a little bit of humility to share. And I'm like, well, that's the thing that makes you wise and humble, is that you're not out there being like, I know this and you need to listen to me because I'm older or I know better. No, he knows that he has some humility. He knows he's acquired some wisdom, and he's just sitting back and waiting for someone to ask him, which is humility. It's like such a beautiful thing. And then this morning I was, hanging out with some friends of mine, and we talking about a difficult situation, and they specifically waited for me to be free of another conversation to talk about something that was troubling them, and they wanted to know what I thought or if I've had experience with this type of situation. And I left. We had a short conversation, and where I really felt that what I both had experienced around this topic, this type of situation before, as well as my thoughts and even my opinion about how we were handling it, the way all that was received really just made me feel fucking awesome. I mean, I got in the car and I was like, wow, man, what a gift. Like, how awesome is my life that people want to know what I think, or know what I've seen, or know or think that maybe I have something to offer as a result of my experience. And I'm just here to say that that's just such a crucial part of connecting to people, being asked what you think. Like, and again, and in the midst of, from yesterday to today and the conversations that I had in both those instances that I just described, there was this great feeling. But in between that, there were also other conversations where I listened to highly knowledgeable and educated and even humble and wise people who need to tell people all the time what they think, or they have to have something to say. And God bless him. My ex-boyfriend. He used to insinuate that I was like his mother, and that his father used to say to his mother, it's great that you have all those opinions, but we don't have to hear about them all the time. And I thought, oh God, I think that's the way I am. I have all these opinions, and I wanted you to hear about them all the time. And so now I do this, right? I get online here and I'm like, here's what I think, here's what I feel, here's what I just experienced, here's how I took it in, here's how I'm processing it. And you can tell me that it sounds like ridiculous. And again, you can choose to take it or leave it alone. But know this, which is that everything I say is coming from a place of me trying to learn and become more self-aware, and also to share the process of how I become more self-aware, because I do believe that that is power. Self-awareness, answering to oneself, being in tune with a higher self, really being in this thing called life in a really strong, passionate, and purposeful way. That's living. And as a result of that energy inside me and the energy that I soak up from the people around me who are beautiful and also sometimes challenging, I'm made a better human being, and I just want to talk about that all the time. So beware of what you think, because it isn't all there is. And it's also not always who you are. Sometimes I think things are just not who I am, and I have to learn how to dismiss those. But generally speaking, I try to keep my thinking on the right track. All right, enough about that. Time to go. Thanks for hanging today.